chapatis, rotlis, you could call them flatbread as well, but they are just simply made with 2 ingredients. So traditionally and normally they are made with atta, chapati flour, but if you can't get hold of atta and you want to make chapatis and you love them and they are so easy to make, I want to show you how you can make them. So I've got a combination of wholemeal plain flour and just normal plain flour as well. You can make them all with wholemeal flour or you can make them with all like plain flour. However, what I'm going to show you is I've got a bowl of wholemeal plain flour or all-purpose flour, so that's got the bits of fibre in there as well, and then just plain flour as well. Plus, I've got some hot water in them. I'm just going to mix these two together, and I've got some previously boiled hot water, so it's not going to burn me as much. I'm only adding a bit. Okay, very important. This is to just add a little bit, and I want you to. You could use a spoon or like I'm doing, because the water is hand warm in temperature. You can have it hot, then make sure you've got a spoon with you as well. Mine's kind of like cooled down a little bit now. So I'm just gradually adding the water and bringing the flour together. My aim here is to make a soft, pliable dough. Most important thing is you don't want to be adding all your water in one go. And also, I've also made it quite simple in the sense of I haven't given you any measurements. All I've said is a bowl of flour. It could be any size bowl. I've just done 2 small bowls. You could use either plain flour or wholemeal flour or a mix of both. I've hardly put any water in here now, and it's getting ready there. Can you see? So I'm just going to now, it's quite sticky as well. Now, if you do accidentally, and it does happen, it happens to me all the time as well, add a bit too much water, then you can just alleviate that and sort that out by adding some extra flour. But this is it. This is nearly done, and my aim now is to clean up this bowl. You don't even want it to be too hard either. Now the next thing is, once you've got a really nice soft pliable dough, you want to then knead it in order to make really lovely soft, look at that, soft chapatis, without having to use atta, and you're just using plain flour, either plain or wholemeal plain flour. You then put some mussels in, put a bit of muscle power in, and just knead it. So you don't want it hard, just think about it soft. Look at that soft dough, soft pliable dough. And now I'm just going to spend a few minutes, we're going to keep it here for a few minutes, but few minutes to knead the dough I'm using my heel of my hand, and I'm just kneading it using the heel of my hand, the knuckles, to create a lovely soft dough. The next thing what it does need is some time to rest. If you've got the time to rest, then do give it some time to rest as well. So that's why I've got 2 doughs that I've made previously, just to show you. Otherwise I'll keep you here for an hour, and you don't want that. Okay, so that's done. So see that it's soft. Okay, it's not sticky and it's not hard as well. If it gets hard, then your chapati will be hard. So what you want to do is then gradually add some water. But the most important thing is to, like you saw me do it, I just added a little bit of water as I went. So gradually add the water. Now just leave it to sit for about 30 minutes. The longer the better. Even if you do it the day before, it is fine. Now here I'm going to show you ones that I've made before. This is using all wholemeal flour, so it was all just this, like 2 cups of this. This one here, a little bit softer because it's got a mix of them both. Do you see that? That's the one I made earlier. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to roll them out and show you how I roll out. And they are not to be perfect. They do not have to be perfect. Chapatis, rotlis, they do not have to be perfectly round. Don't worry about them, but just try and make them even. When you make them even, because they are quite thin, they cook quickly. Now the next thing for cooking, what you need is, you You can have a tawa. I've just got my fry pan. I love this fry pan. So I'm just going to pop it down, turn it on. We want to get it to a nice hot temperature, so it's gradually just heating up. Now as that heats up, let me just pop this all to the side and I'll just get everything ready here. So all you need, I could just roll here on my board, but I do have a little board to roll my chapatis in. So I'll pop that here and some flour for dredging, like so, and I'm going to just roll out 2 chapatis to show you. You need a, depending on how you like them, it's like bread, isn't it? Some people like thick bread, some people like thin bread. So the more you make them, and I want you to start making them because I'm showing you that you can make them with plain flour, which is easily available, or all-purpose flour. I've got kind of like a small golf ball size, and once again kneading it. So it is this kneading that really does help between my hands and giving it a nice knead, and it's not sticking either to my hand. So that's the actual consistency of the dough you want. Then I've got my flour for dredging, gently coat. I've got my rolling pin, and then it's just gentle forward and back. That's it. And this is for those of you who are beginners. Okay, so it's really quite straightforward. It's just, I'm really holding really gently there as well, lifting it up and down, and I'm trying to get it to be as even as possible. And then the flour dredging is really so that it stops it from sticking onto the actual board. You could do it on your surface as well. And like I said earlier, the shape, not the shape, sorry, the thickness depends on how you like it. You can have a thin chapati, our family likes a thin chapati, or you can have a thicker chapati. It really does not matter. It's really on your preference. And as you can see, I'm just gently, main aim of rolling it out is to even it out, the edges, trying to make sure the center isn't as thick. And there you go. So this is using just all wholemeal flour, the dough that I made earlier. So it is important to allow it to rest. Now this one is half and half. I've just made this one to show you, but this, I had some to show you earlier. So again, this one feels softer, a little bit softer, and that is mainly due to the fact I've got some plain flour in there as well. And this one's just all wholemeal, so it's got more fiber in it. So it is a little bit, what's the word? Not tough, but not as soft. Okay, dredge it in flour, like so, and then I'm just going to gently start rolling it. Now remember, like I said, it's not perfectly round at all. I've been rolling them for so many years, over 40 odd years. Mine are still not perfectly round all the time. Sometimes they can be, but I don't really focus on that. I try and focus on making sure that they are even and they just taste delicious. Now in here, all I used was flour and water. If you want to add a little bit of oil to your dough, you can do so, but I've just kept it really simple to show you today. And it is just plain flour, easily available. So that's what I'm here for. I'm Varsha. I teach Indian cooking using 7 everyday spices and easy to find ingredients at your in your supermarket. I also have a school community. I'm just going to gently take you over here. So if you want to learn Indian cooking, come over to my community over on school and I'll teach you to cook Indian food and like dishes like this as well. So it is traditional Indian food because I have been cooking Indian dishes for over 40 years, but we live in a different world now and we want to have quick meals. We want to have something like enjoy chapatis without having to have atta, which is the flour made for chapatis, but it's still, I'm showing you here, you can make it using plain flour as well. So this was my This was the plain flour, used wholemeal plain flour. So this was this here. I'm just going to turn that up a little bit higher, as so. There you go. So that's gone on a little bit higher. And I'm just waiting for the bruises to come on, like so. So that wasn't that long, actually. That was just about 30 seconds or so. I'm now going to turn it over, like so. So it's only a couple of flips or that. You don't need anything extra for cooking here. If you want, you could have a spatula, one of these, just to help you when it does get hot. And now on this side here, I'm waiting for the bruises to gently start to bruise. So again, it would be another like 30 to 40 seconds or so. Okay. And you know, these chapatis are great. You know, when I've finished rolling them out and cooking them, you can put some butter onto them or some olive oil. You can eat them. They are so delicious straight away. Enjoy them straight away or enjoy them later on. They're also great to freeze as well. Great to make in batch a huge amount as well. So there, pop that down. Can you see that's already coming up? And I haven't added anything to this, like any raising agent. All it needs is a good knead, so knead it really well, and some time. It needs just some time to rest, and you have got here a beautiful, soft, pillowy chapati. Look at that. So yes, use one of these as well. I'm going to pop this on here. So this was using wholemeal plain flour and water. That was it. This is my wholemeal plain flour and just normal white plain flour mixed together. So let's see how this one turns out as well. Wish me luck. Let's hope this one goes up as well. So again, it goes on. My pan is hot. You just need a flat pan, nothing special. The heat is on for about a medium to high. Little spots will start coming up like so. I'm going to turn it round onto the other side. Now this side will get bruised a little bit more, and again it will be about 30 to 40 seconds or so. There you go. And these are great. Chapatis are great for your curries. You know, you can put them into your packed lunches as well. That's what my parents did back in the day. They used to make extra chapatis and then put the curry inside of it. Let's say a dry curry. Make it up into a little envelope kind of thing, and they took it to work the next day. Look at that. And then pop it onto this side. And so see that, and it's gently, and what I'm doing is, as I can see the little air bubbles coming up, I'm just gently pressing the air bubble down. It's very gentle, and just look at that. You could put it on the flame, but I don't actually recommend that. If you've never done it before, if you're experienced, that's fine, that's up to you, but it's just as good doing it this way. Look at that. So, want to learn Indian cooking? Want to make chapatis like this as well? Come and join me over on school. The link's in the bio. Yeah, come over, it's free. I'll see you there. Bye.